Well, greetings, NASCAR enjoyers, and welcome back to Daytona, everyone. At least I'll be watching the race on TV. I won't be there at the race. First up is the Duels, aka the Royal Rumble of NASCAR. Except it's not scripted. You never know who is going to win until the race ends. And that's what makes racing so exciting, everyone. Anyways, each heat determines who will make it to the Daytona 500. The first half of the Duels starts off with Kyle Busch jumping to the lead. Ryan Preece and Kyle Busch engage in a battle for the lead. Heim is in third. Wait, what? Preece just took the lead away from Kyle Busch, and now Heim is leading. That wasn't until he lost the lead to Austin Dillon. Hold up, John Hunter Nemechek just took the lead. Preece got the lead back. All four Roush cars are in the top spots. Preece continues to lead, and so far not much is going on. Kyle Busch and Brad Kay battle for fourth, and Busch managed to fall back. And the caution just came out as Noah Gragson and Mears, well, that's Casey Mears, by the way, spun out into the grass. But anyways, the race off pit road begins, and Custer wins the race off pit road. Joey is also in the lead due to leaving pit road sooner than the other drivers. What? Again, with the freaking strategic side of Joey Logano. Yeah, like, it is really, really bad if Joey Logano is leading. Like, there was a earlier pit stop, and Joey Logano was the first one out, and no one pitted for tires, by the way. But anyways, the race restarts with Buescher and Logano battling for the lead. Kyle Busch drops back. Austin Dillon got past Logano, but he could be penalized for crossing the double yellow line. Where have we heard this story before? Bubba Wallace got the lead, and then another caution just came out. Yeah, he attempted to block Joey Logano, but was unsuccessful. Good lord. Even Chris Buescher isn't safe as he got involved with the wreck and got into the grass. The race gets into the green-white checker phase, and it restarts with Logano and Brad Kay battling for the lead. On the final lap, the battle is on. LaJoy wrecks out, and the first Duels gets ruined by another Logano win and a late race caution. That's 2 offenses, by the way. Yeah, like, it was getting exciting and getting really good until that happened. So, it gets a 6 out of 10, but hey, at least Casey Mears made it until he got disqualified. Wait, it's not Casey Mears, that's another driver in the heats, I'm gonna explain later. Yeah, Casey Mears made it, which is great. It's awesome that Casey Mears made it, but he still wasn't enough to save the first half of the Duels as Joey Logano, the gunfer of NASCAR. I know he's not big and muscular, but he is just as strategic and just as, well, competitive as him. Gotta win. Hopefully the second half of the Duels will be better, so let's go! The second half of the Duels begins with Briscoe jumping to the lead. Hamlin and Briscoe lead the second half of the Duels 1-2. Allgaier starting to fall back. Larson is in third. Chase Elliott is also seen battling his teammate for third. Not much is going on, just like the first half of the Duels. And really, it's basically a freight train. The second half of the Duels can be summed up like the freight train, man. There always seems to be this freight train in modern NASCAR going on. This might be a snooze fest because of how little is going on. Justin Allgaier also has the fastest lap of the race. Ty Dillon is right behind Chase Elliott and is trying to get past the other Chase, which, yeah, is actually named Chase, by the way, not named William Clyde. Yeah, Chase Briscoe. Disco Briscoe, man. Chase Elliott and Chase Briscoe battle for the lead. Even with 31 to go, no lead changes. Holy crapper, Ty Dillon is battling Briscoe for the lead. This could be worth it if Ty Dillon wins the Duels. Ty Dillon is now in the lead. McDowell just took the lead. Anthony Alfredo is now in the lead, but anyways. 5 drivers come down to pit road. Briscoe is last to exit out of pit road due to a costly mistake. Zilich is in the lead until he too pits in. And as expected, several more drivers then come down to pit road to make their fuel stops because no tire stops at all. Reddick shuts the door of Cindric, and then he nearly got past Hocevar. Chase Elliott is leading the race and got past Hocevar. Phew, I really didn't want Hocevar to win. I didn't want this to become another disaster. This would have been a disaster if Carson Hocevar and Joey Logano won. With 4 to go, anything could happen. On the final lap, Chase Elliott hangs onto that lead, and then out of nowhere, Christopher Bell joins in, and Chase Elliott wins the second part of the duels. Yes! Finally, we got a yin to the yang. The second part of the duels gets an 8 out of 10. Seeing Chase Elliott win the duels is much better than seeing Joey Logano win the duels. And there's no late race caution unlike the other duels. And Anthony Alfredo has advanced to the 500, which would have been great except for the fact he got disqualified. Oh my good golly. And then BJ McLeod went into the duels instead because of that disqualification. Beard Motorsports will not live this one down, man. I'll not let Beard Motorsports live this one down. That was embarrassing. But anyways, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case I hadn't already done so. Catch you guys next time, and peace out.